Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. This video is to address recent comments and criticisms that I've received. I know this video is long overdue and I planned a vacation for around this time, but I honestly should not have taken any time off prior to acknowledging or addressing or apologizing for these things. Not only that, but I should have properly apologized when the incidents actually occurred. It shouldn't have taken me this long to come to a proper understanding of how to handle these situations and how to apologize for that. But I hope that I can do that today. So I have a list of topics I want to address, and I'll go through them one by one. There are certain things that I want to give my perspective on, and also some things that I need to apologize for. So I hope that you can watch the video in its entirety and form your own opinions. Firstly, there was an incident back at the end of 2018 where me and Keemstar had an argument over Twitter, and a YouTuber by the name of Boblox took screenshots of these tweets and then uploaded them kind of as an archive on YouTube. And at the time, my MCN told me that because they are screenshots of my tweets that I can have the video taken down, and Keemstar had deleted his tweets. I didn't want the drama to snowball into something more, and I honestly regretted even starting an argument in the first place. So I agreed and the video was taken down. This was my mistake because at the time I didn't consider the fairness of leaving that video up, as well as not properly understanding the fair use defense when it comes to transformative content. So when this happened, Boblox was understandably upset. Once I saw his tweets and comments regarding the situation and how he felt, I messaged him privately and we tried to resolve things in DMs. Later on, in January of 2019, other people had heard of the situation without knowing that I had approached Boblox privately and that we had spoken about it. So it became a much larger, more public issue.
Pokimane. She striked this video called Keemstar vs. Pokimane Twitter fight. Someone decided to put these two videos in together and upload it on YouTube. So basically this Twitter drama became an even bigger drama thanks to the YouTube algorithm. So in a way, I can understand why you want to take down this video. But the problem here is that you're just drawing more attention to it.
And frankly, my apology at the time was not very good, or was not good enough, period. So I just want to reiterate that I'm sorry for taking down that video, and since then I have not taken down any videos like that, and I've genuinely tried to learn from my mistake. Alongside this, there's another incident that I frequently see people use clips of, where I'm talking to someone about having their video removed.
Anyways, I'll be taking down some of your videos, but yeah, I just hope you stop doing this.
And I would just like to add in some additional context prior to discussing this situation.
Pokimane pregnant.
Dude, this actually in the video.
Pokimane twerk live on stream. So why do you do this? When you make these videos and you like talk about my butt or me being pregnant or whatever, and you know it's like all fake, or you know that you're trying to use like...
No, it's just a clickbait in the fucking title.
Yeah, how does it, like, why do you falsely clickbait?
Yo, this was the easiest clickbait, bro. Do I sound mean?
Yes, that's why I'm trying to talk to you.
So as you can see, this person was re-uploading my content or my stream, but then adding really inappropriate, sexual, gross, or just misleading titles. And I had some of these sorts of videos taken down back then, but only because they were my content or my stream re-uploaded. Unfortunately, this has led to people assuming that I take down videos of people criticizing me.
Behind the scenes, she actively tries to censor the internet. And by the internet, I mean anything negative about her. People have made videos about her and she's copyright strike them, the list goes on and on. If you make a video that is negative about her, she's gonna try to gun you.
Copyright claiming on YouTube is used as censorship, and for Pokimane, this seems to be the case a lot of the time.
This is something that I've never done. If someone puts in the time and effort it takes to create a video where they're talking about me, regardless of how positive or negative it is, or if they use clips of me, that is very clearly transformative content, and I would never take down content like that. The other incidents were a bit more complicated because it was situations where people were re-uploading content of mine or something that I put out there. Regardless, I still handled those situations badly, and I regret the way that I handled them, and I'm sorry for the way that I handled them. But I just want to make it really clear that I fully support transformative content. It's an amazing creative outlet and allows people to make a living off the internet in the same way that I've been so lucky to do. My understanding of what should or shouldn't be taken down on YouTube 2 years ago was not well informed, and I've tried really, really hard to learn from my mistakes and not make the same mistakes. And since then, I stopped allowing my MCN to take down videos on my behalf, and the only exception nowadays is when, let's say for example, I do a cooking stream and I want to re-upload that cooking stream on my YouTube. Because my stream is public and my VODs are public, people can also take that same content and re-upload it at the same time. And with the YouTube algorithm, usually this means that one video is pushed and the other is kind of suppressed because they're the same piece of content. And one person, like an audience, will usually not watch both because they're the same thing. So only under those very specific and pretty rare circumstances am I kind of forced to take down the duplicate content of mine. But again, this does not all apply to if someone's talking about me or criticizing me. That is entirely their content. I would never touch it. Sorry this is a bit of a nuanced topic, but I hope I properly explained myself and added some transparency to the situation. And if I have to clarify anything in the future, then I'll make sure to do that. Secondly, there was a recent incident where I was on stream and I watched a video made by It's a Gundam. And I made some remarks that I shouldn't have and that I'm very sorry for. And I'd like to provide context and then apologize for what I said. So the part of the video that I watched was him talking down on my fans, and he was showing some tweets that were very clearly jokes, but talking about them as if they're facts. I hope people know that tweets like this are a joke. In hindsight, I can totally understand how, if someone was unsure of its legitimacy, it could be pretty upsetting to see something like this. I also want to remind people that I, or any streamer, does not want you to donate if you can't afford it. Everyone should always take care of themselves and their families first. And I try really hard to regularly say the same thing when I'm streaming as well. Back to the video. While he had this joke tweet pulled up, he also had a very real photo of a fan with me at a meet and greet, and he was making fun of them and the way that they look.
Here we have this gentleman right here. This guy is totally alpha. So, this guy who looks like a Pixar animated character. Oh god, I love this guy's face. He's like a gnome. Dude, he doesn't even have wrists. Good lord, he can't wear a watch.
And I've been mocked countless times for my appearance, but I understand that's part of putting myself out there on the internet. It just felt so unfair to see that happen to an innocent fan who didn't write this tweet, had nothing to do with the situation, and so in my opinion just didn't deserve it. And I got really caught up in that feeling, and I was so bothered, and also bothered by people's potential perceptions when seeing this video. And I must admit I reacted really poorly. This led me to making some comments questioning why the video was sponsored. But regardless of my opinion on the content, that's not okay, and I'll do better when sharing my concerns without having to comment on any part of the video that isn't the actual content of the video. I want to sincerely apologize to both It's a Gundam and to the sponsor of that video for the remarks and comments that I made. I completely understand people's concern for going after someone else's livelihood, especially in a time like this. And I wouldn't want to see that sort of thing happen to someone else. I also don't want to see that sort of thing become a larger tactic or trend on YouTube. So again, I'm very, very sorry, and I'll make sure that in the future, if I am to comment on any part of a video, it's just its actual contents, not the sponsors, and also not to encourage my community or my viewers to leave any sort of negative feedback. I sometimes see a clip and a tweet circulating from the past where I've said the N-word. I believe the tweet is from about 5 years ago and the clip from about 7 years ago. And although I never said it with ill intent or racial context or the hard R, I still want to make it clear that I don't condone the use of that language, and I don't want my deletion of these things or my silence now to make it seem otherwise. I've commented on this in the past, but honestly, my statement or comments then weren't even good enough, even though people were very understanding. I just want to make it clear that I am genuinely so sorry if I hurt or offended anyone with what I said. I really wish I could go back in time and change the past. Unfortunately, I can't, but I do hope that my behavior in regards to language for the last couple of years and onwards will speak for itself. There are some final points I'd like to quickly touch on. Although they're not as important as the aforementioned things, they are just topics that have been frequently brought up and kind of intertwined with more important criticisms. I've seen a lot of people talk about the way that I look recently. Just want to put it out there. I don't think I'm the prettiest person in the world, but I think that's okay. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. As an online personality or content creator, there's quite a lot of pressure to look perfect all the time. And I feel like it's created a bit of a culture that is really detrimental to the self-esteem of honestly just about anyone that has social media. So I don't at all regret the no makeup streams or photos I've posted in the past. I want to make it really clear to anyone out there that it's okay not to look Instagram ready all the time, and that you can be perfectly alright with both the version of you that's more glammed up and the way that you look on a bad day. Both versions of you are perfectly okay. I personally made the decision 7 years ago or whenever I got into streaming that I don't want my personal life to be a part of my content.
In general, relationship stuff is stuff that I don't like to talk about outright, because even when I'm single, like, imagine how many people would care, and then if I got into a relationship, even more people would be invested in what is going on in my relationship. And if I had a relationship, I would want it to just be like between me and that person, and not a million people giving their unwanted opinion and advice, and the thought of that just makes my brain boom.
And that's just what I'm going to stick by until I and whoever I'm dating at whatever time decide otherwise. For me, this also creates a healthier divide between my work life and my personal life, which is an area where the lines are already pretty blurred. I understand some people want to relate this to donations, but you could also argue that one can make a lot of money by publicizing the relationship or making content out of it, and neither of these things are wrong at all. I'm happy for others, whatever lifestyle they choose. I just personally feel like everyone has a right to privacy. I personally want to be able to experience my relationships without the scrutiny of an online audience. And if you disagree, that's totally all right. You don't have to support me or my content. React content is very popular both on Twitch and on YouTube. Whether it's good content, bad content, transformative, or lazy is understandably up for debate. I can't say with certainty one way or the other. All I can say is that I do my best to engage with whatever content is on my stream, and honestly, oftentimes to the point of annoying my viewers.
Anyways, back to the video. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say, and it's not the first time that people have said mom. I saw, oh my god, that reminds me of
Cap and Bucky have a brutal fight, but Steve is able.
He thinks his friend dies.
The Tracer game, so he
Again, pause it, Andy,
Some days it's just nice to have a chill, relaxing stream with your chat. Oftentimes I'm recording with Offline TV or other collabs or other influencers, and so being able to do that is a nice balance in content, or a nice break per se. After the copyright controversy, I've been especially cautious of this. The only content I ever leave up on my stream, if I'm not actively present and engaging with it, is either my videos or Offline TV videos. To end things off, again, I'm really sorry that this video is late. Despite my planned break, I should have addressed these things sooner, or I should have addressed these things as the incidents individually occurred, or better yet, the incidents shouldn't have occurred in the first place. I need to be better in facing things head on and just doing better in general. There was a lot of guilt during my time off, and it helped me better reflect on things. I have, of course, a responsibility to myself to take care of my mental health, but I also have a responsibility to all of you to improve and to just be a better example. So overall, I really do feel like I let some things get to me that I shouldn't have, and I hope that moving forwards I can just be appreciative of the amazing community I have and the platforms that I have. And I also want to add that I know criticism is bound to come in many different ways. I just really want to thank anybody that discussed any of these topics in a constructive manner. Reading your comments or thoughts genuinely helped me better understand my wrongdoings, as well as just further my perspective. So thank you for listening. I hope I can do and be better for you all. Have a good day.